Hey everyone, in this bag I have 7 makeup products that I regret buying, and they're not just any makeup products, they are popular makeup products. So I'm excited to share those with you. And to end on a high note, I have a product that I reviewed a few months ago that I gave kind of a lackluster review to that now I really like. I've changed my mind on it and I want to share that with you. It's at the end of the video, so make sure to stick around. Okay, here we go. First of all, we're gonna start out with a blush that is very popular. It is a cult classic. It's in tons of makeup artists' kits because it works on a variety of skin tones, but it just doesn't work for me. It's the NARS Orgasm Blush, and luckily, I bought the mini version of it. And while I can wear this and, you know, I don't scare small children while I have it on, I just have to say it doesn't look good on my skin. And I think it's because it has a little bit of a gold kind of overlay on it that when you catch the light in a certain way, it just looks kind of yellow on my skin. And it also doesn't really do anything for the texture of my skin because it has a little bit of that shimmer in it. I don't know exactly what it is, but all I know is with that every time I've tried to wear it, I just don't really like how it looks on my skin. So we're gonna set this aside. And by the way, I wanna know what product you have that's really popular that just didn't work for you. So let me know in the comments below. Next up, we have a mascara. And let me tell you, I would never have a channel called Mascara Lady because I feel like mascara is the most subjective beauty product of all time. It just works so differently on different people. So this is the Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara. I love the brush on this. The brush is fabulous, but it's just the formula for me. The formula is too heavy. Now, I will say I purchased this because I saw my niece and her lashes, and this looks fabulous on her. Like, her lashes look like little jazz hands on the end of her eyes. It looks so good on her. So I know that this works well for a lot of people. Unfortunately, every time I've used this, I just end up with my lashes kind of straight out because the formula is so heavy on the lashes. So this is another popular one that unfortunately just doesn't work for me. Moving on now to an eyeshadow palette. And this one, whew, this is a tough one. Okay, so this is the Tartelette Amazonian Clay Matte Palette. Now, if you open it up, beautiful shades, absolutely beautiful shades, and the pigment is beautiful on them. I have no problem with how this performs. What I do have a problem with is the scent. Sorry. I can't do the kind of fakey chocolate scent, and let me tell you, I am a chocolate girl. I eat chocolate every single day of my life. But I feel like Too Faced and sometimes Tarte use that kind of cocoa powder scent in their products, which I know a lot of people love. But for some reason, if I am using this early in the morning, I get so nauseous from it. It reminds me of when I was pregnant and I just had aversions to certain smells. For some reason, I just cannot do the fake cocoa smell that comes with this. So this is a tough one because it is an absolutely beautiful palette. I have nothing bad to say about the performance of the eyeshadows. It is strictly the scent. And going along with the scent issue, I have a foundation in here. It's the LANCOME Tint Idole Ultra Wear Care and Glow Foundation. Now, I've reviewed this on my channel before, and the scent on this is so potent that my eyes started to water when I was using this foundation. It is very perfumey, but I also don't like the way that this performs. I think it's named incorrectly because obviously it's a Tint Idole, but it has the Care and Glow in it. There was absolutely no glow to this foundation whatsoever on me, and it was one of those that not only didn't make my skin look better, but it actually made it look worse when I was using it. I think this is being marketed wrong. I think if you have oily skin, you might really like this one. But again, from the way they marketed it, I feel like they made it sound like it was going to be good for those of us with kind of slightly dry skin or dry skin. It doesn't do anything for my texture. It just, the coverage is a little chalky. So I don't know, I'm just not really a fan of this one, although I love LANCOME, so that breaks my heart a little bit. Next up is a product that hasn't been out for a super long time, so I don't know how popular it is, but I do know that a very popular and beloved YouTuber, whom I also love, reviewed it on her channel and it looked really great, which was what convinced me to buy it. So I still love her, but I don't love this product. It's the Physicians Formula 24 Karat Gold Collagen Setting Spray. And as you can see here, you're supposed to shake it up and then you can almost see like these little gold flecks, teeny tiny gold flecks in there. So I should tell you that I'm a huge fan of the Catrice Dewy Setting Spray. I love using that after I've used powder. You just spray it on and it gives your skin a very dewy, skin-like look. That's what I was hoping this would do. But unfortunately, it's just a little too sparkly. Now, if it was something I could just spray on the cheekbone area, that would be great. But unfortunately, when you spray this, it gets all over the face. So you have a sparkly chin, a sparkly nose. It just doesn't work for me. It's one of those that I think would be really fun if you're going to a club and you have fun makeup on and you want just a little sparkle all over. But for everyday, kind of a dewy skin-like finish, this one, unfortunately, just doesn't do it for me. Okay, brace yourselves. I'm nervous about this one because it is so beloved. It's the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation in a Powder. A lot of people love using this as their foundation. Unfortunately, it just didn't work for me. It is a very finely milled powder. It's a beautiful powder just for, I think for doing touch-ups. But on my skin, this just looks very dry. It looks chalky. It just did not work for me. So not much to say about it, except you guys know that I'm a huge fan of L'Oreal foundations. I've said it over and over that I think they make some of the best foundations, period, including high-end. So I was really hoping that this one would be a winner for me, but unfortunately, it's just not. I want to share with you something that I've changed my mind on. I did a review a few months ago on the Merit Beauty The Minimalist Perfecting Complexion Foundation and Concealer Stick. Now, when I did that review, I was doing a review on both this and the LANCOME Concealer Foundation Hybrid. And I was doing a video kind of comparing the two and also talking about how I feel about these concealer foundation hybrids. In other words, these concealers that you're supposed to put on more like you would a foundation instead of just using it for spot concealing. So I was using that as a foundation in that video and I didn't really like it. I just thought that it didn't do much for my skin. It looked kind of dry. It looked a little bit cakey. Didn't do much for my texture. However, I've been breaking out a lot lately because this is kind of a season of life where I'm having a lot of stress, which is okay. There's a season for everything in life, but I'm breaking out a lot from it. And I don't like to do a full face of foundation on days when I'm having a really bad breakout. So the other day I came in here and I grabbed this and I grabbed a little tiny brush and I just dipped it in and I just spot concealed with it. And it is fabulous as a spot concealer. So, I mean, who knew it's a concealer? I felt like a little bit of a dummy that I let it sit for so long, but because it had been marketed more as one of these foundation concealers, I just really only thought of using it as a foundation. So I'm so glad that I gave it another shot. I really think it's great. It's so easy to toss into my bag. It's a little bit on the pricey side, and yes, there are some concealers that I can find from the drugstore that I also like. But for some reason, this has been the one that I've just been going to day after day when I need to cover up those blemishes. So definitely changed my mind on this one for the better. I'm so excited to hear from you though. I would love to hear what you've purchased that you regret purchasing, and especially if it's something that's really popular. I just think that's fun to talk about. Or do you have something that you initially purchased that now you've changed your mind on? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, thank you for being here and have a beautiful week.